Day 38, spoilage. So, when you hop on YouTube, there's a number of resources. If you had a problem, you can throw it into the search box and someone's got a solution. Especially in the case of relationships gone bad, everything from, it's your problem to her problem to there's narcissism to, how a man should act, all this kind of stuff. And really, you've got to sort of take the stance of panning for gold. You got to sift through all the gravel to find the nuggets. As far as narcissism is concerned, I have spoken that I believe that my girlfriend does have, the girl who's the subject of this contact project, does have a level of narcissism. I think narcissism has levels that, just like you can have an extreme level of, you have a huge temper, or you can have a mild temper. I believe I myself, I have a level of narcissism that, or at least I have narcissistic tendencies, but I don't believe I'm a narcissist because I do feel bad for a lot of folks in regard to their situations or, all part of my fixer mentality. So I was watching just out of the corner of my eye YouTube the other day because I do that when I'm doing some of my book work. And narcissism videos are very prevalent on YouTube. There's quite a few people who are quote-unquote experts or who have gone through narcissistic abuse. And they go into the different kinds of narcissism, like overt, covert, scholastic, introverted, extroverted. The list goes on. But it's funny, I was watching this one video by, the channel's name is Randy Andretti, and Randy is a woman who's done a lot of videos on narcissism, some of her previous relationships. And I've seen some of her videos over the years. However, one of her more recent videos says, "It's official, I'm single again." So I decided to watch it. Now this woman at some point probably was attractive, or more attractive. I bill her in her late 40s if she hasn't taken care of herself, or in her 50s if she has. Either way though, she's been ridden hard and put away wet. Blonde, a little heavy, weird nails, well spoken, but essentially going to a diatribe about how her relationship, she hasn't heard from the guy she's talking to in the last week and she thinks it's over, and he drove her crazy anyway because he wasn't assertive enough, and there were some other problems. And then further on to say that she's decided she's not going to date anymore, she's going to stay single and wait for one of her old boyfriends to become single. Which, there's narcissism in a nutshell. Narcissists will re-idealize old sources of supply. That's why a lot of girls go back to old boyfriends, because it's easier to go back to an old boyfriend than it is to try and cultivate a new one. Which, if that's the worst thing that happens to me and my girl, it's terrible, I know. But, I'm such a sucker. Terrible, isn't it? Anyway. But anyway, so this woman is going on, but it will have a time limited thing. Because, for example, I have I'll go back to this train of thought in a minute. This woman clearly, I guess if a 60-year-old guy was looking for a woman, he'd be interested in her. But any man of her age would not be, who's self-respecting, because men age like wine, and women age like milk. It's just a fact. You take Goldie Hawn, who's in her 60s, and you take Richard Gere, night and day, right? Or even Goldie Hawn's husband, Kurt Russell, who's younger, but not by much. And, the bottom line is age does not treat women well. Which is why as men age, which may be one of the reasons there's not too many 47-year-old women who could date a 30-year-old man, at least seriously, as I'm dating a 30-year-old woman right now. And that's simply because men stay in better shape. They just do. Now, the girl who's the subject of this program is 40 years old, but it's funny, we'd always go out and people would say, "Oh, you're with your daughter?" And she loved that because she had good genetics, so she didn't age as quickly. But when women do start to age, it happens quickly. They sort of fall off a cliff. And I especially noticed this recently when I went on holidays. My ex-girlfriend happened to be on the same flight. It was hilarious. Really, and she was a little older than me, but heavy, hadn't aged well. Man, I'm just glad I wasn't with her anymore, because had I stayed with her, yeah, sure, I would love her and that kind of stuff, but, I do appreciate having the best version of a woman you can get at a given time based on what you're willing to pay. As I said, I like the idea of driving a Ferrari and taking it for a spin, but I'm certainly not going to pony up for the insurance and the maintenance. But I've got a classic Mustang that doesn't cost me a lot. It's fast enough and it looks good. Sort of how I feel about women. Look good, be fairly low maintenance, and be reliable. And women can do that if they, because it's the high rent ones that depreciate the quickest. But anyway, so going back to this woman's video, I just thought it was a riot that she was just talking about how she's going to stay single and wait for one of her old boyfriends to become available. And in our society, I think that's what happens to women. I think that they, I think about my ex-wife. She had stayed with me. I think it's a blue pill thing to say, oh, she should have stayed with me because I'm a great guy. But 10 years later, as compared to the men she's been with and the low functioning guy she's with now, the difference between me and him is night and day. And I don't know. I think at some level she has to have some regret. Who knows? It's nothing I would ever see her or she would ever admit to, but it's pretty funny. So I think about my girl, and when we were together, as I said, we had a great time and everything was beautiful, and I give people a lot of passes for their physicality. You give them a lot of passes for just the passage of time when you love them. But I think this whole process that she's going through right now, if for some reason she doesn't come around years from now, I'm likely going to be glad. From an objective point of view, meaning that years from now when I no longer love her, years from now when I can just look at her objectively and see what's become of her. Yes, she'll always be younger, but I'll always be, the men in my family live to 100. We are supermen. And we're physically very capable, and we look good for the duration. I think that I will look back on her and pity her. I pity her now because she's not with me. I mean, I'm awesome. As men go, as I move through the world, I look at the average schlubs who are walking around doing their thing. Good men are in short supply. 20% of the men fuck 80% of the women. So yeah, if she's with a 20%, great. Doubt it. And the reason I doubt it is because her dating profile on the website came down quick. Which means whatever lame-o she's with was so insecure he had to get her to pull it down right away. Who knows? We'll never know. Or maybe I will know. Actually, I probably will know, actually, because when she does contact me, we'll get together, diddle-diddle-doo, and over time she will reveal what happened. It'll be interesting. That's what I'm visualizing anyway. Visualizing the best outcome. But like I say, if you're a young man watching this and you are in your 20s or something, when you're in your 40s, that woman you're dating in your 20s, you're going to be a far better example of a human being than she is. If you look after yourself. Just by virtue of being a man. Women feel like they have all the choice, but they have all the choice for such a limited amount of time. And then men take over. Men really take over the whole time, but they allow women to have more power than they deserve because there's so many men who are weak and they'll do anything for a little bit. Anyway, it's day 38. To say that I'm not missing her, like I am missing her big time. It has been over a month now since I've seen her, and I was used to seeing her almost every other day, which is part of the problem. But it is all that I can do not to get in my car and go and say, what the fuck? Just even to see her. Even to see her answer the door, even to hear her voice, even if she's angry at me, It's all I can do not to go, because I do love her so much. Even as I say this, it's funny when you talk about you get used to feeling like shit, almost that does your body crave it? I don't know. I was saying to myself today, when you do this to yourself, you start feeling like shit, and is your body, needing that hit, that dopamine hit, either really high or really low, right? But I am going to persevere because that's all I've got. This is the only chance I have to get her back. And in a meaningful way. I mean, yes, she might reach out a year from now or something, but will I care? I don't know. I probably will, because she's impacted me so much. I've got so many videos and photos of her of us having a good time. It is so hard. So if you're in this position and you're listening to this, whether it's this week, next year, 10 years from now, please understand that I feel your pain, and pain is one of those things pain is inevitable, suffering is a choice. And I know that's easy to say when you're objective, but I'm choosing to suffer a little bit, because it almost makes me feel better. It's like I'm mourning her. But the hardest part about mourning her is that she's still alive. It's not like I can go visit her grave and think about the good times. She's still alive, and she lives just down the road. So difficult. So difficult. Anyway, guys, day 38. Thanks.